Hello, I'm Dr. Joe Pojman, Executive Director of Texas Alliance for Life. Welcome to this week's TAL Update. We all had a huge surprise Monday evening when the news outlet Politico reported someone leaked a draft of the highly anticipated Supreme Court decision in the Dobb v. Jackson Women's Health Organization case. In a statement released the next day, Chief Justice John Roberts confirmed that the draft is authentic, but it is not final. Quote, "It does not represent a decision by the court or the final position of any member on the issues in the case," close quote, the statement said. Friends, a breach of this kind is entirely unprecedented. The justices frequently circulate draft opinions among themselves. That's part of the process. But those drafts are never made public. Some have suggested that the breach is a cynical attempt to influence the court by building public opinion against the decision to overturn Roe. Regardless, the 90-page draft opinion does give us hope. Written by Justice Samuel Alito, a known conservative, the opinion would completely and decisively overturn the terrible Roe v. Wade decision and allow states to completely protect unborn babies from abortion prior to viability for the first time in nearly 50 years. However, we do not know what the final opinion will say, nor do we know when it will be released. That could be any time between now and the end of the court's session, expected to be in late June or early July. If the court does overturn Roe, Texas is well prepared to protect both unborn babies and their mothers from abortion. First, the Human Life Protection Act would go into effect a few weeks later. That extraordinary law, House Bill 1280, passed by the Texas legislature and signed by Governor Greg Abbott in 2021, would completely protect unborn babies from the tragedy of abortion as early as conception. And that protection would begin just a few weeks after the court releases a decision. I point out that the Human Life Protection Act was among the top legislative priorities of Texas Alliance for Life in 2021. It criminalizes abortions for the abortion provider, not for the woman. Second, Texas provides vast resources for women with unplanned pregnancies. Texas has more than 300 pregnancy centers, maternity homes, and adoption agencies throughout the state that provide free services for women with unplanned pregnancies. And there are countless church-based programs like the Gabriel Project to help women, children, and families. Also in 2021, the legislature appropriated $100 million for the highly successful Alternatives to Abortion program in the current two-year budget. That program provides a variety of services for women to successfully carry their unborn children to term, give birth to the children, and keep the children or place the children for adoption. The services are provided for at least 3 years after the child's birth. The Alternatives to Abortion program will serve 150,000 clients a year, which compares very well to the 54,000 abortions in Texas in 2020, before the Texas Heartbeat Act went into effect. Let's not forget that the state of Texas pays for more than half of all births in Texas through the state's Medicaid program. In 2021, the legislature increased Medicaid coverage for women from 3 to 6 months after childbirth. Our opponents hope that this leaked draft and the final opinion in the Dobbs case will inflame and energize the pro-abortion movement and change the outcome of the general elections this fall. Beto O'Rourke is positioning himself as 100% pro-abortion, no limits, even legal up to birth, as he runs for governor. Meanwhile, Governor Greg Abbott remains 100% pro-life. Remember these 3 points. First, the unborn child is a baby. We all know that, and the unborn child deserves to be protected. Second, abortion hurts, not helps women and families. And third, Texas provides vast resources for women with unplanned pregnancies. No woman needs to seek an abortion because she feels she has no alternative. We have compassionate alternatives to abortion. Thank you for joining us. See you next week.